Hey, Daniel here from IGN's London office. We're here at Gamescom 2013. I'm joined by Scott, and Scott's seen Battlefield 4 running on a PS4. Till now, we've only seen it on PC. What was like the initial difference?
So obviously, graphically, there's a bit of a difference. I mean, as much as the next-gen consoles kind of push it forward, it still can't hold a candle to PC. And of course, DICE is raising the level with Frostbite 3 running on PC. So like the other demos that we've seen of like Obliteration running on 64 players on a PC rather is definitely like maxed out settings on a PC, so it looks fantastic. Whereas PS4, like to be quite honest, didn't look nearly as good, and even still, even in the context of other PS4 games, didn't look that amazing. So I was actually a little disappointed by how it looked.
How was it playing with the DualShock 4?
It was great. I mean, obviously they offer like Xbox 360 or other PC gamepads when you're playing on the PC stations, but this is the first opportunity to use the DualShock 4 within the context of like a real shooter, and it was it was great. It was like it all of the improvements they promised in terms of like the triggers and the precision of the thumbsticks. It feels really, really good.
Because you spoke to Mike Cerny recently, I spoke to Mike Cerny. He said one of the things they did with the DualShock 4 was design it for shooters. Shooters are that important. It actually shaped the design of the controller. So that kind of paid off today?
Yeah, it absolutely did. And I mean, there was other stuff. Like, I mean, obviously, like their big promise this year was, or at least DICE's, was that there's going to be full 64 players on 60 frames per second on a console. And I think that's where you might actually see where some of that kind of visual reduction is coming from, like getting that many players in a game. This game itself actually was only 12 players, and it was a kind of headquarters match on the new map that they just released this week, the new Parcel Storm map that they've actually shown off as part of the Obliteration mode. So what was interesting though is like the Levolution element, which is the idea that like in the middle of the map, the match rather, like the map drastically changes by some sort of event. In this case, it's like a storm that kind of ravages the island and causes destruction and makes vision obscured, and in fact some of the sight lines kind of obscured by destruction and whatnot. So all of that was the same as you would experience on the PC, but again kind of visually scaled back quite a bit.
All that Levolution stuff, because I was at the EA conference, I'm still not really sure what that word really means, and they say it's like an event that changes the landscape. Does it change it always in the same way? That's kind of what I'm thinking, or each time is it kind of different and unique?
So, I mean, I haven't really played enough with it to really see how much it varies, but they've promised that it's actually more kind of player-driven than just simply like an environmental shift. Like, it's not just, the same time in a match it just changes over. It's actually like, happening as a result of some sort of player action. So in the Siege of Shanghai, which was the demo that they released at E3, like you actually had to manually take out the pillars underneath the building in order to make it crash. So it kind of adds that element of strategy and kind of player direction, but I do think ultimately there will be somewhat of like kind of scripted element of it, because it will kind of be the same experience or the same transition. It's just when it happens will change.
Awesome. I can't wait to play it. So for all things Battlefield 4 on all platforms, keep it on IGN.